This is the paper that we're going to be looking off of for our pre-trip. We updated this last year when the test changed. It might not be perfect, but we've had several people pass their tests using this, and we usually get feedback from the tester if there's anything that went wrong, and then we go ahead and change it. So this is what we have. You can go ahead and take a screenshot of the pages if you need that to study off of. Everything in bold will have to be said or done, and the things that are not in bold, you need to know, but it's not required to say on the test. If it's in bold though, these are all things that you would lose points for. The test is going to start with the air brake test now. So if you don't pass the air brake test, you won't be able to move on to the rest of the pre-trip, your skills, and you're on the road. The air brake test is really important. It's important that you get these numbers down. Before you start the test, you're going to want to chalk the wheels. Since wherever you're testing, you're not sure which way the lot's going to be slanted, it's a good idea to have a wheel chalk like this that you can go ahead and put under both ends of the tire. Go ahead and set that up before you even start. Okay, so once you've entered the bus using 3 points of contact holding the handrail, I'm going to flip the red switch if it's not already switched, make sure it's on normal. Then I can close my door. I already have my seatbelt on. I'm going to put the key in the ignition and just put it to the run position. And while I do that, I want to check and make sure my ABS and DEF light indicators come on and turn back off, indicating that they work properly. Okay, they came on and went back off. Next, I'm going to bleed the tanks down to at least 100 or below. I'm going to do that just by hitting the service brake. Okay, so they're below 100. Next, I'm going to turn the bus on to build the pressure back up. The pressure should build up and cut off between 120 and 140 psi. You must tell the tester what the actual cutoff number was. So I'm past 100 already. I have 150 down here, so 125 would be about right in the middle. Again, I'm looking for it to be between 120 and 140. That sound, and the needle stopped going forward. It cut off around 135 psi. Next, I'm going to turn the bus off and put it back in the run position. Next, I'm going to put my foot firmly on the service brake. Make sure the needles are stabilized. Push in the parking brake. Again, make sure they're stabilized. Now I want to check to make sure I'm not losing more than 3 psi per minute. I'll ask the tester, can you time me for 1 minute? 1 minute has passed. I'm going to tell the tester that I did not lose more than 3 psi per minute. Now I'm going to start fanning or pumping down the brakes. The low warning light and alarm should come on at or before 55 psi. So that'd be about right here. Okay, my low warning light came on at about 60 psi. Now I'm going to keep fanning the brakes, and the parking brake should pop out between 45 and 20 psi. Okay, it popped out at 25 psi. Again, you want to tell the tester what it should pop out at and what it actually did pop out at. And that completes your air brake test. Now you're going to start the bus to build the pressure back up. My air pressure is built back up. Now I'm going to put my foot on the service brake, put the bus in drive with the parking brake still engaged. I'm going to rev my RPMs up to about 1200. The parking brake should hold. The parking brake did hold. Now, with the bus still in drive, I would release my parking brake and move forward at 5 miles per hour to check my service brakes. But I do have the wheel chocked, so first I'm going to ask the tester to go out and remove the wheel chock. Okay, I did move forward at 5 miles per hour, and the service brakes were working correctly. The steering was working properly. I didn't feel any pulling from left to right, didn't feel any sponginess. The brakes were operating properly. Now I'm going to check a few things from my driver's seat. First of all, my strobe light indicator is working properly. My amber light indicator is working properly. I'll have to open the door to see if my red light indicator is working properly. Check that all the mirrors are clean, not damaged, and adjusted for me, including the crossover mirrors. The windshield, clean, no damage, and there's no obstructions except for my 2 inspection stickers, which are up to date. The rubber seal is in good condition. Next, I'll check my headlights. The indicator, it'll light up these here. That's how I can tell from inside the bus if they're working properly. Then my high beams, I'll just push this out, and that's going to light up right here. My left turn signal, my right turn signal, 4 ways. My windshield wipers operate properly in all speeds. The blades are secure, not damaged, and the washer fluid functions properly. My defroster works in all speeds. I'll just feel up there and make sure it's coming out, and also the floor heat. Just feel down there and make sure it's coming out. Also my horn. Next, I'm going to check my emergency equipment. I have 3 red reflective triangles. They're securely mounted. I have my first aid kit, and that's where my spare fuses are located as well. My body fluid cleanup kit. My fire extinguisher is fully charged and up to date. My pry bar is secured, and everything is securely mounted, and there's no damage. Now I'm going to turn off the bus and put it in the run position.
Please conduct your child search now.
This is the only time I'm going to be out of my seat without having my seatbelt on as I check the inside of the bus. Starting with my cameras, they're secure and there's no damage. I'm going to check the bottoms and backs of the seats
Please conduct
as
your
I'm
child
walking.
search now.
Also noticing that my walkway, my tread is secure. I have another camera back here. I'm just gonna go ahead and push that button. My emergency exit
Now deactivated.
is properly marked. I'm gonna open the door and make sure the alarm sounds. Yes. I have 4 emergency exit windows. I'll open one just to make sure that it operates properly. It does. I would check the other 3 the same way. Oh, same with the bottoms and backs of the seats. I would check all of them the way I did the ones in the front. I have 2 emergency roof hatches. I'm not going to open it right now, but if I were to demonstrate it, I would push the red knob and push it out. I have 2 of them and they're both properly marked. Next, I'm going to open the door, tell the tester that the door operates properly. I'm going to take my key from the ignition. Also want to bring my wheel chuck with me and recheck
Charter mode has been activated.
since I'm going to be checking the outside of the bus. And I want to mention on my way down that the handrails are secure and the steps and tread are secure. Starting with the front of the bus, all my lenses and light covers are clean, secure, and the proper color, and there's no damage. Then I'm going to check my mirrors and brackets. Make sure they're all secure, no damage. And my crossing arm is secure, no damage, there's no frayed wires. Now I've opened my hood. I'm going to check a few things in here, starting with my coolant. It's secure, not damaged or leaking. It's at the proper level. My suspension, got my leaf springs, none are missing, shifted, or broken. The spring mounts are secure, not damaged. The shock is secure, not damaged or leaking. And the bus is sitting level, side to side, front to back. Next, moving on to the driver's side. I'm checking all my hoses and air lines. They're secure, not damaged, not leaking. There's no puddles, no audible air leaks. The oil, I'm not going to check it right now, but if I were to demonstrate it, I would pull the dipstick out, wipe it off, reinsert it, pull it back out, and check the level. The power steering fluid reservoir and hose are secure, not damaged, not leaking, and the fluid's at the proper level. The steering box is securely mounted. All visible connecting links, arms, and rods are not worn or cracked. The joints and sockets are not worn or loose. There's no missing bolts or cotter pins. Checking my front brakes. The hoses are secure, not worn or leaking, and there's no contaminants between the pads and drums. Now checking my front tires. They're rated for the weight of the vehicle. There's no less than 4 30-second tread depth. If I had a pressure gauge, I would check the pressure. There's no abrasions, bulges, or cuts on the sidewalls or treads. The wheel has no man-made welds or cracked, not bent, and no elongated holes. The lug nuts are all present, secure, no damage, and there's no rust trails that would indicate a loose nut. Studs are all secure, not bent, cracked, or broken, not shiny, indicating wear. The valve stem is secure, has a metal cap, there's no damage, not leaking, and it has proper inflation. If I had a tire pressure gauge, I would check it. Now I'm going to go ahead and close up the hood and start checking the driver's side of the bus, or the left side. Moving on to the left side of the bus. First, I'm going to start with checking my battery box. It opens, it's secure, there's no leaks, no corrosion. My stop arm moves freely. There's no frayed wires, it's secure, and the lenses are the proper color red. All the lenses and covers and reflectors are secure, no damage, and the proper color. At the rear tire, I would check my suspension, my brakes, my tires and wheels the same way as I did in the front. Under the bus, I'm checking to make sure the frame and cross members are secure, no damage, not bent or sagging. At the rear of the bus, all lights and reflectors are the proper color, none damaged or missing. I'll open the rear emergency exit, make sure that it locks into place, and my seal is good. On the passenger side of the bus, I'm checking to make sure the fuel door opens, the cap is secure, and there's no leaking. Also underneath, on the rear of the passenger side, I'm checking my fuel tank and cage to make sure it's secure, not damaged, and not leaking. Walking back up to the front, I want to check my DEF door. Make sure that it opens. The cap is secure. There's no damage. It's not leaking. And all the lines are secure and not leaking. Now I came back on my bus. I asked the tester to stay outside and check my outside lights. I put my seatbelt on. I'm going to close the door. Turn the bus to the run position. That's all I'll need to check these lights right now. Also opening my window to make sure that she can hear me when I call out the lights that I want her to check. So we'll start with strobe. Strobe light! And she's gonna be out there giving me a thumbs up for each one if it's working properly. Headlights, clearance lights, high beams, left turn signal, right turn signal, four ways, ambers, reds,
Child checkmate is now
stop
activated.
sign and crossing arm. Can you check the lights in the rear of the bus? Now I'm gonna shut the door again, turn off the headlights, and do everything for the rear. Tail lights, clearance lights, left turn signal, right turn signal, four ways, ambers, reds. I'll have to start the bus to do reverse. Now I'm gonna start the bus.
Please conduct your child search now.
Brake lights, tail lights. Reverse. Now I beep 2 times to signal that my test is complete and that it's safe for her to come back on. Can you bring in my wheel check?